Say hi. Of course, Ada's got to come up. Say hey, friends. Good morning, guys. It's currently morning right now for us. It is Friday the 6th of December, and I have been getting lots and lots of questions about my 2025 goals and what I achieved this year and how to ultimately set goals for next year from everyone on the Instagram world, and then also a fair few of my Evolve coaching clients as well. So thought we'll just kind of like run through things here. Coffee in hand, we've got a double shot espresso straight out of my Christmas advent calendar. It honestly just hits the spot. Now, year to year, I change kind of like how I set up my goals. This year, I did a big spreadsheet. It like calculated them, gave me percentages, did the whole lot, which was absolutely amazing, like froth that. But this year coming, I've just been kind of like brainstorming on the notes app in like my iPad, phone, everything, just because like obviously it all links and it's super handy to have it like pinned at the top, and I'm someone who uses notes all the time for like absolutely everything, so I can seriously just like see it at the top. Now I'm gonna kind of like roll through a few of like the goals that I've set myself for next year, and then like break down how I would kind of like feasibly track that or set myself up for that success. Because something that I see a lot of people do is setting a big goal, right, and then not knowing or not actually achieving it because they don't set themselves up to actually achieve it, if that makes sense. Like, okay, cool, I'm gonna run a marathon. I'm not gonna run a marathon, but I'm gonna run a marathon. Okay, cool, but how are you gonna get there? What steps do you need to set along the way? What smaller goals do you need to do? So essentially with all of my big goals, these are broken down into smaller goals. So I will probably keep like a few of them private, just because as much as I share a lot of my life on social media, a lot of my vibes are private. But my personal and health goals. So a big one for me is I would love to do well in the bodybuilding shows that I'm doing next year. So obviously my goal is to place. I would love to eventually work towards getting a pro status. So what am I going to do to get those? Show up every single day and do everything that I can and leave no stone unturned. Training, nutrition, steps, cardio, sleep, work, everything revolves around showing up in every single aspect. So even when I look at like my day-to-day routines in life, like showing up in work is going to eventually get me there as well. So it's just kind of like doing the stepping stones. That the second one here is a bit under wraps, so we won't share that one. You guys will find out about that mid-January. Obviously my daily movement targets. Now this is something that I have not missed a beat on for 7 or so years, and it's moving in a way every single day. I want to definitely implement a like weekly no phone date with Blake, or like a weekly like walk with Blake where we don't have our phones. Like, it's not that we're really bad for it, but it's just kind of like making that intentional time together. I think that we'll both really thrive from that. Something that I broke through this year personally was my fake tan addiction. So if you've been here for a hot minute, you would know that I have always been heavily addicted to fake tan. So kind of like breaking through that and working on that after 6 years of not even leaving the house. Ada, stop licking me. Not even leaving the house because I didn't have fake tan on is a big win for me. So I just want to kind of keep that going. We're going away to New Zealand next week, and I'm not fake tanning. Like, I am good as I am type of thing. So really kind of like working on my self-love and self kind of like worth without that tan. Only fake tan for special events, and eventually work up to not at all. I want to get back into my reading. I read like, how many books did I read this year? So I read 38 books in 2023 and 46 books in 2024. But my problem is I binge books, which it's not that much of a problem, but like I will binge a book and then read 3 books in 1 week and then be on like a book hangover and not read for like a month. It's a whole thing. So I want to try and like not do that and kind of work on the obsessive personality that I have, where I have to go like all in on something and try and do like 10 pages a day type of vibe. I'm obviously not like strict on these, but this is kind of like an overall goal and vibe, because 10 pages a day means that I'm not on my phone or I'm not working, and it's time that I'm actually sitting, chilling, existing type of thing. Definitely want to look at limiting phone use in the mornings. This is a very big one, and something that I've already started kind of like working towards and working on, because obviously the blue light in the morning, and then if you're waking up and opening social media like first thing, it's not going to be good for you. Like, I don't even think I need to explain myself as to why we should all limit phone use in the morning. Ada, you are just wanting to be full of licks this morning. My gosh. And then when it comes to my nighttime routine, I want to obviously limit the phone use there as well. And that's where the reading comes into play. Girlfriend, she hasn't been on her daily walk yet because it's only like 7 a.m. So we need to take her on a hot girl walk. Don't we? Financial. Obviously, I will not be sharing too much of these things, but I do have some that I obviously can share without sharing kind of like immediate figures, if that makes sense, as I certainly will not be sharing that. But I would love to work towards no spend days, and then like obviously no spend weeks. I in general want to be more conscious of my purchases. Now, I wouldn't say that I am a big kind of like shopper or over purchaser. I do sometimes go rogue, as we all do, and I just want to kind of be a bit more conscious and a bit more mindful of that. Like, often I can definitely kind of go without and it's just kind of like second thinking between those things and really kind of like making use of the stuff I have. Like, I have a very big wardrobe full of clothes. Do I wear half of them? No, because I live in activewear, which I also have a big collection of. So it's kind of like shopping my wardrobe, if not donating what I don't use, and kind of like cutting down on my, is it like consumption of things? That's just kind of like an overall guide. And the goal is obviously be more conscious of spending to then work on the no spend days and weeks. So it's kind of like the two tiers there. Obviously, goal is to save weekly. That never changes. We have automatic transfers. My kind of like hack, if you are able to do it, is like have automatic transfers out of your accounts into savings accounts. That way you don't actually have to physically do it, and you don't even know that it's kind of like going out. It's like, yep, okay, cool. That money wasn't even mine to begin with. It's going straight into my savings. Obviously, I'm very lucky to be able to do that. But if you are in that position or have a reshuffle of your budget, I definitely recommend having like the automatic transfer out that you can't see. Now, social media, obviously a lot of this is out of like your true control, but I do want to definitely kind of take it a little bit more seriously. I'm very blessed to have a little bit of a platform, which is awesome, and I definitely don't put as much work in it as I probably should and could. So my goal is to really kind of work on that this coming year. I want to produce better content. I want to show up as the person that I am on social media and really kind of show and do and perform on there. So I have set some goals here, and obviously doing that is engaging, posting good content and doing all of that. So above all, like the gist for all of my socials goals is to show up and to produce some really nice quality content. I would go into the evolve goals, but I'm gonna keep them. Sorry. The list of the evolve goals is like all of those lists combined. Like, it's long. So there's some exciting things coming, and it ties into one of my personal goals as well, which is super exciting. But I don't want to kind of like say it all, because when you are planning things in business, it takes a lot of like back end planning before you can just like jump on it. So, or like announce it, or like let people in. So I just want to kind of like keep those under wraps a little bit. But coming into the new year, we've got some exciting plans. So yeah, bring it the hell on. Now we're gonna go make a bit of a vision board. I know, I'm so fucking excited. Vision boards have my heart, and I set them as like the screensavers on my laptop, so I can see it every single day when I sign on to work. It shows you every single day what you're working towards, and it's just kind of like that subconscious reminder without kind of like looking at your goals type of thing. You're settled now. You just want to cuddles. Also, look at my advent calendars behind us. I'm absolutely obsessed. Now, if you are kind of like planning some goals for yourself for the new year, I'm definitely going to add to those. This was just like a bit of a brainstorm that I had yesterday of just like some things that I do see for myself and want to achieve. But I recommend you sitting down with yourself. Look at your past few years. Look at what you've set out to achieve, what you have achieved, what you haven't achieved, and what you visualize yourself as. Now, it doesn't have to be specific. It could be overall feelings. It could be vibes. Like, goals are personal and you can set anything you want. The thing that I want to remind you is though, no one is going to do the work for you. If you set a goal, it is up to you to achieve that and for you to go out and get it. And a lot of the time it does fall out of our control, but if you show up every day in a way that you can control, obviously the results will come from that. So I'm a firm believer of life is going to play out, but you can take control of the things that you want and you can. So let's freaking do that. I have a freaking amazing feeling about 2025 and I'm honestly so freaking excited. And I should have put on there that I want to get Ada a sibling. Finally, I want to get Ada a little sibling. Don't you? Obviously it is a little bit later. I ended up going for a sauna and having a bit of a chill afternoon, and obviously had work to do as well. But now is vision board time. So I've uploaded all of my kind of like inspo pics from Pinterest into Canva, and now we're just going to have a bit of a look. And I love that I've got my 2023 and 2024 vision boards on here as well. So obviously I'll show you guys. As you can see with 2023, that was the vibes. And then 2024 were the vibes here. Obviously very health, wellness, fitness based, which we definitely ticked off. What I like about my kind of like vision boards is that I don't do like anything like crazy or drastic. It's very much just kind of like little reminders to me rather than just kind of like manifesting vibes, if that makes sense. Because the thing about this is you need to do it for like what you think, not what someone tells you to do or what someone on Instagram is doing type of thing. Saw your silhouette in the backlight, swear we could have met in a past life. And there we have it. Obviously I'm not going to explain all of them because they're my things, but I highly recommend making your own. I just put it together, as I said, on Canva, and then I will, yeah, go through and save it as a wallpaper. And on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy 2025, and I'll see you guys probably next video, which will probably be next year. That's insane. Okay, hope you have a safe New Year's.